head rocks back, and I'm like, G, 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 nah, G, mothers, G,
My
G,
heart.
James, G. I was screaming, mothers. I don't think you get it. I was like, smiles on our faces,
Bruv,
evidence as to why.
you man notice anything new?
Anything different, guys?
Yeah, boy.
For the audio listeners, we finally got ourselves that studio we've been talking about. As you can see, or no, not as you can see, audio listeners, just switch to YouTube so you can see what see what we're working with. We're
working.
kitted it out.
It's looking sexy
Yeah,
in
we've
here.
kitted it out. We've kitted
It's looking
it out.
unbelievable.
And it's only the start as well. As you can see, we've got a few of our favorite things on the shelf. Looking to add to that. If you want to send us stuff, put that in the comments. We can go from there.
Drop us a cheeky DM if you want to send us a little something.
Something we can
Gifts
put on the
are
wall.
appreciated.
Gifts are appreciated and welcome. So you know.
There you go.
Yeah.
I need to grab a Monster G. Slimy one, please. Any colour will do.
Boom.
That wasn't as finesse as I'd liked. We need to get that sorted.
Use my other hand.
Oh, yes. Calm. So, with no further ado,
ASMR.
fun fact of the day, please, sir.
Fun facts of the day. So, let me give you like a scenario. Let's say, for example, you were an Uber driver.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you had to drive, let's say, like you had a 300-mile trip, for example, or like a very, very long trip. But you were knackered as hell, and and you asked the passenger if you could please swap because you're the driver, you're knackered, you got a long ass drive. They said, "Oh, I know this is unethical, but I'm absolutely shattered. Can you please swap?" So the passenger's now driving, you're kipping in the back seat. You wake up, you're in a police chase. What do you do?
This is not a fact and this is not fun, fam. Jesus.
You're in a police chase. What
In
do
a
you
police chase,
Yeah.
Donnie's kipping in the back.
do? No, you were kipping in the back.
Oh, I'm the driver.
You're the driver.
Sorry, I've woken up and we're in a police chase.
Yes.
And Donnie's doing a madness.
Yes.
I don't know what's inspired.
Yes. Just pause you there. This is actually a fun fact. It happened in 2016.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd do. Are the child locks on?
What are you going to do? Jump
I
out?
would jump out.
You wouldn't jump out. Of a police chase, you wouldn't jump out the car. Let's be realistic. You wouldn't jump out the car. A high-speed chase. You wouldn't
Oh
jump out
my God. Fam, I don't know what I'd do. I have to reason. I will have to start from the bottom and work our way up. I'll say, Donnie, what's going on? What's happened?
He's just swerving. That's what woke you up.
Is he
Swerving.
Is he answering my queries? Is he answering me?
He's trying to get away. All he's trying to do is get away.
Nah.
You wake up and you're in the middle of a police chase.
Nah.
Yeah, mum.
I'll scream. I will scream. I don't know, because I'll be tempted to choke him from the back. Do you know what I mean? I'll be
Some
tempted-
wirting.
Some wire. I would tempted to choke him, but I don't want to. I don't want him to flip the vehicle and kill us all. I really don't know.
That's wild, isn't it?
That is wild.
Fucking very, very wild.
So tell me about the true story. What happened?
I don't know the end of the story, but I know that's
In
happened.
2016,
Yeah, 2016.
Uber or taxi driver or whatever was tired.
Was tired. Asked
The passenger to take over.
take
I'm assuming
over.
he said, "Oh, it's a free thing if you just drop yourself."
I'm assuming so. I will find out if I find out more information about it. I'll bring it up in another episode.
Where did you find that?
Don't worry about that.
All right, G, you
Don't
got
worry
your
about
sources.
that. I got my sources.
So
Yeah.
I've left you holding on long enough. You want to know what happened to my eye?
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot about that. Yes.
So,
give us a backstory as to why you're talking about it first.
So as a backstory, I've been saying to Fuhad all week that I've messed up my eye. So I've been in and out of hospital 3 times this week. I was just on the phone to the hospital a minute ago. Coming in, they booked me in for Friday this week.
Oh wow.
I've been putting drops in my eye, and I intentionally didn't tell Fuhad what happened, so we could discuss it on here. But bro, I nearly went blind.
Oh god.
So I was playing with Enzo. We were rolling around on the floor. Enzo is a baby, by the way. So we were rolling around on the floor. Oh, go on.
No, I'm just saying the clarification just sweet.
Enzo's a baby. Because they might be thinking he's a grown man.
Yeah.
And I'm just ramping on the floor with some grown man. So me and Enzo was rolling around on the floor playing. Just bare laugh, giggles.
Yeah.
And he got carried away, scratched my face, scratched my eyeball.
No.
Scratched my eyeball. I dashed him off, and I was like, ah. But like, obviously, I've never experienced anything like that before.
Which eye was it, left or right?
Right eye here.
Damn.
And I've never experienced anything like that, bro. So I'm just thinking, I just need to get some water in my eye, it felt like just something's in my eye, innit? So I was like, cool. Went to the bathroom. I was splashing my face with water, etc. And it's still hurting. So I thought, obviously it's just going to be a bit sore. Gave it 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. The thing is still sore. I can't open this eye at all. If I open, imagine you know how it feels to have an eyelash in your eye? Oh my God. Imagine having...
That humbles me.
Bro.
That's the most humbling experience. It brings you back to earth. It makes you feel like you're nothing.
It brings you to your knees.
It makes you feel like you're nothing when there's something in your eye.
So
it's the worst. It's the worst thing. But yeah,
imagine that. Imagine 10 of those in your eye.
Jesus.
So blinking. So opening my eye, I had vision. Opening my eye, the friction of obviously my eyelid on my rubbing on my eye was so painful, cuz I can't even explain to you. It felt like I had glass in my eye. It was so painful. Every time I would blink, it was fucking agony. So I had to keep this eye closed.
Yeah.
But the worst part was, I also had to keep this eye closed. Because if I would open this eye, when I blink with this eye, even though this eye is closed, it would move.
Yeah, of course.
And when I'm looking around with this eye, this eyeball moves, even if it's closed. News to me.
You can isolate it.
I was walking around blind. I had a shower, everything. Fam, nothing was working.
I had a shower.
I just wanted the steam to rejuvenate me. Do you know what I mean? I had a shower in the pitch black. I needed something to work.
Yeah.
But fam, nothing was working. So I'm petrified now. So after about an hour, eyes leaking, cuz can't open this eye, everything. Called the hospital and said like, etc. And they were like, you need to go to the emergency room within the next 3 hours. I panicked. I panicked. I scurried around, fam. And obviously I can't drive.
I was going to say, how'd you get there?
Fam, I had to bail my mum, who was about 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
Bailed her and was like, get me. Please, you have to take me to the hospital. So she comes, slowest driver. First thing, she comes to pick me up. First thing out of her mouth, let me see it. I'm like, Mum, I can't. Get in the car. Let me see it. What are you looking for? Bruv, I was vexed. Got to the hospital, sit in the emergency room. Obviously, they left me waiting there for hours. So it's becoming unbearable now.
Yeah.
It's physically unbearable.
Yeah.
So we're in there, waiting. And it's, 10 p.m. now? 11 p.m.? Eye is killing me. And I'm thinking, please someone do something to sort this out. Bro, in my time of need, the doctor shouts me and he's like, from Foreign Donny, he looked knackered. You know on like Grey's Anatomy and Scrubs, when they've been doing the night shifts they're shattered.
Yeah.
That's what my man looked like.
Oh, God.
So he's fam comes in and man, he opens the door.
Yeah.
And picture this. He opens the door and my man is scratching his balls in his scrub, scratching his balls. He's got like tired stubble. You know when you usually shave every day, but you know when like he must have forgot to shave today or he's been working 24 straight.
Yeah.
Neck stubble, face stubble. And he's like, Mr. James. And I was like, oh,
not him.
Fuck's sake. I go into his room and he just walks off. He just walks off round the back. Like there's another, because you go in from the emergency room, but at the back of the office leads into just like a hallway.
Okay.
So he just walks off into the hallway and I'm like, following him, kind of in it, but like timidly, thinking, am I supposed to follow you? He hasn't told me to do anything. Fam. And he just starts chin wagging with another doctor for like 2-3 minutes. And I'm like,
what is going
big man, what is going on? So I'm standing there waiting, and then he turns around and he looks at me like, what are you doing? And he's like, go sit down. And I'm like, all right, G, like, cool. I sit down, told him what happened. He's like, all right, cool. Had a quick look in my eye, and he's like, all right, let's go have a look on the, the actual like optician machine. So where you put your chin on it, and then it zooms in there. Fam, he takes me in there, sits me down, and he's like, cool, put your chin on this thing, and we'll have a look. I'm like, oh, thank God. Bro, I sit down, put my chin on the thing. I'm just edge up like that, waiting. My man can't turn the thing on. He unplugs it, plugs it. And the way he's trying to turn it on is how I would try and turn it on if he just asked me to turn it on. Yeah. He's twisting things that have nothing to do with power sources.
He works here.
Fam, I want to say, have you used this before? I felt in danger. He's bare just twisting it up and down.
That's in danger.
Fam, I was thinking my eye's never going to get fixed. He don't even know what he's doing. And I'm like, nah, bruv. And then he's like, all right, this ain't working. And
that's what he said?
He said, this ain't working.
No.
Fam? He said, this ain't working, so I'm just going to have a look with the other thing. The thing that they put in your ear? That kind of light.
Yeah.
He looked in one of those.
Okay.
And he's turned off all the lights.
Yeah.
Opened my eye wide, and he's bare looking in that thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool. And he's like, well, I can't see anything. So he just gives me, he's like, I'm going to give you this antibiotic that you put in your eye. It's a cream. Fam. It's a cream that goes like on your eyeball, and then you have to just blink it in. It's disgusting. So he's like, I'm going to give you this antibiotic cream. Mine opens up the thing to make sure the seal ain't broken, because he just drapes it from any drawer. Opens up the thing, and he's like, I think it's called, like, I don't know, Ricentrin or something like that.
That's what he said to you, or that's what you're saying?
He said to me. He's like, I think it's called Ricentrin. Fam, pulls the thing out, and he's like, yeah, Ricentrin. Fam, he opens the thing, he's like, I just want to make sure this one ain't been opened. And I'm thinking, what is going on here?
This is a hospital, cuz.
This is a hospital.
No wonder he works the night shift.
Fam, and I'm thinking, I'm terrified. He hasn't prescribed this for me, nothing. He just opened a drawer and hoped it was in there.
And hoped it wasn't on.
And hoped someone hadn't just tampered with it.
Nah.
I was thinking, on what plan? Like, I was thinking, for you to check that's never been opened, like, when have you ever opened antibiotics that have already been opened? Or what's going on in here? What kind of shit show are you, man, running?
No.
And so he's like, cool, it ain't been opened. And he opens up, the leaflet that comes inside to read. He read it. And he's like, I think it's 3 times a day. And he's like, yeah, 3 times a day. So you want to use it 3 times a day. And he's reading the thing. I'm like, oh my God, he's never done this before. He's never experienced this before. What am I going to do?
This is so uncomfortable.
Fam? Then, so I'm like, he was like, cool. So he's sending me home. And I'm thinking, I know, for example, this is an antibiotic.
Yeah.
So this isn't going to help me heal.
Yeah.
I have to heal by myself. Yeah. And the pain is so unbearable. I'm terrified now. So I'm like to my man, I'm like, all right, cool. And he's going to send me home. And he's like, all right, cool. So take this 3 times a day, etc., etc. And you're good to go. And it should prevent the infection and stuff. Fam? I'm like, okay. So am I going home now? And he's like, yeah, you can go. And I was thinking, bro, I don't think this guy understands the amount of pain I'm in. I can't live like this. And I says to my man, so what? Like, I says, so should I try and keep it closed or keep it open? He's like, what do you mean? And I was like, should I be trying to open my eye? Is that going to help it heal, or should I be keeping it closed, covered? Like what? And he's like, now, obviously, when you're putting the cream on it, you need to open it. And I was like, big man, in general, as I'm just living my life, should my eye be open or should it be closed?
Yeah.
And man was like, nah, it's going to be hard to try and keep it closed all the time. So you should try and keep it open. And I was like, cool. He said, yeah, try and keep it open. But you want to not look at any lights or any sunlight, because that would be bad for it. And I was like, okay, easier said than done. Continue. And he's like, and also, a lot of people don't know this. There's actually like invisible dust in the air. Yeah, don't let any of that dust get in your eye. Fam, I could have swung his jaw off. No. If I could see, I would have swung him. Man said, keep your eye open, but don't let the invisible dust get in there because you're fucked if it does. I wanted to, I wanted to sue the NHS.
Fam, I would have called, who's your boss, man? Because you're clearly not qualified enough to be dealing with me.
Bro, it was a nightmare.
Do you know what that reminds me of?
What?
Remember Scrubs? Remember the janitor? When the janitor always used to try and get in touch in touch with patients and stuff. He was probably like a fucking janitor. He was scratching his balls and be like, oh,
He just found some scrubs.
He found
some scrubs, threw them on.
I thought,
Started giving people medical advice.
I'm going to be a doctor tonight.
That's why he probably was in the hallway chit-chatting to my man. And my man's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? He's like, I got this. Cover me. He's coming. Yeah, sit down.
Hey, man said, what are you doing here? Sit down.
Fam, I was so livid. But luckily, I'm assuming either he fucked up the charts or someone like read into it later because the next morning, my eye was swollen shut. I physically couldn't open it.
Had you put the cream on at this point?
I put it on once. Okay. So I put it on once before I went to bed.
Okay.
I'm ready to wake up, put it on again, fam. My eye was swollen shut.
Oh, wow.
And even this eye was swollen because of the amount of fucking like irritation I'm getting is affecting this one. This one's getting red and this one's getting like irritated because they're just watering. Fam, swollen shut. And I was thinking, I can't do this. I had to obviously bring my boss and said, I can't work because I can't do this. And I was thinking, how long am I going to have to live like this?
Yeah.
Like for the first, I woke up in the morning, I had to put a podcast on the TV and just lay there with my eyes closed and listen because I can't do anything. I couldn't do anything. And then luckily the doctors rang me. The hospital rang me and were like, cool, we need you to come in today. And I was thinking, praise Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Praise him, fam, because I wasn't going to survive. Fam, literally went there, and then I'm going to close this window. Hang on.
I don't think it's open. I actually don't think it's open.
It must be open, fam. It must be open.
I actually don't think it is.
It better be open.
We need to get that soundproof thing. I don't think it is. I honestly don't think it is. It's not. It's not open.
Mad. Interesting. Cool.
At least we know.
There's breeze coming through the thing, but it must be open. It's not open. Cool. I think that's better.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Only sounds better because the thing drove away.
True. So, where was I?
Called you next day.
They called me next day. I'm thinking, thank God. Went in there, and then obviously went to the eye department, sat me down, and this noise. This is probably no one can hear it, but there's a really loud truck outside, and it's annoying me. So went, sat down, and this is when I nearly lost it. Luckily, they saved the day about 5 seconds after.
Yeah.
Went into the eye department. So I went. Actually, no. So she bells me. She's like, "Cool, come in." And you need to go into the outpatients.
Okay.
Eye outpatients.
Okay.
So I was like, cool. Go to the emergency room. Obviously, I don't know where anything is in hospital.
Obviously.
I still can't see. And obviously, because COVID, I had to get my mum to drop me again. But because of COVID, you have to go in by yourself. You can't have people with you. So I'm just stumbling around. Fam. I made it to the outpatients bit. Go to reception. And luckily, it was right next to A&E. And I'm like, cool, I'm here for my appointment for my eye. And she was like, oh, no, you need eye outpatients. That's in the eye department. That's on the next thing. And I was like, where? Fam, my girl's directions. Cool. So you want to go down here, take a right, then an immediate left. Downstairs, take another left, and then it's another left again. Down there, right, and you should be there. Fam, I was like, and she laughed because she knew how heinous what she was saying to me was.
She laughed.
She laughed because she knew who's
remembering
who
that?
can remember that. I was thinking, first of all, how do you remember that? And secondly, I bet that's not even the way because you're just saying bare left rights. And I was like, I'm sure I'll find it. And she was like, cool, fam. I was stumbling, bare bumping into people. I was thinking, someone put me out of my misery because please, I can't live like this. And then, then I finally get there. They call me into the doctor's office and I'm thinking, please pattern something.
Yeah.
Same thing, the chin thing. He's got the machine. He's like, cool, put your eye, this is the eye department. Put your chin on here. And I'm like, all right, bless. Put my chin on there, cozy, fam, thinking, yes, finally going to get sorted.
Yeah.
Man did the twizzle thing to turn it on. He was bare like, okay, and went to press it. Nothing came on. Fam, bare turning, twizzling knobs, and I was thinking, the eye doctor doesn't know how to use it either.
Oh,
I'm gonna sue. I was thinking, I'm gonna sue. I'm suing. I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm suing someone because this is bullshit, bro.
Yeah.
And then luckily he patented it. Put a contact lens in my eye to stop the irritation from my eyelid.
Yeah.
Changed the game. As soon as he put that contact lens in my eye, changed the game, bro. I've never had anything in my eye. So when he was trying to put it in, fam, I was there.
I can imagine.
I was.
Because I can never put contacts in my eye.
Bro.
I wear glasses, so I can't put. I don't put contacts in my eyes.
I was edging away. He finally put it in, and it was so uncomfortable for days. I had it in. I think I got it on Monday. They took it out on Friday.
Okay.
Donnie took it out with tweezers, fam. He put tweezers on my eyeball to take it out.
Oh,
It was atrocious.
my God.
It was atrocious.
Did you have to leave it in for those 5 days?
Yeah, I didn't take it out once.
Oh, okay.
Every morning I would wake up and it would be sticky dry. I had to just drip drop it.
Because I was gonna say, like, with lenses, you have to take them out before you sleep. Put them back.
Yeah,
on in the morning.
yeah.
That's what I was asking.
I can see why they take them
Yeah.
out. But he said, nah, this one has to stay in because obviously as soon as
Jesus.
I take it out, it's just going to start fucking with the cut again. So my diagnosis was that I had an abrasion on my cornea, and it was long, fam. It was a horrible, horrible, horrible week.
Jesus.
Yep. That was my week.
Sorry, bro.
It's cool, G. It is what it is. You said you had something for me, innit?
Yeah, but
You're not allowed to say.
No, I don't know yet, so it's on pause.
It's still on pause. You haven't found out if you're allowed to say it,
I
then?
haven't found out, so
All right, G.
I've got a potential story for the team, for the squad, but you know, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it because it's not really my story to tell. So
Fair
as soon
play.
as I'm allowed to say it, if I'm allowed to say it, you guys will know.
Fair play.
But it's a juicy
In that
one.
case, do you want some trash news?
Of course.
Bro, check this out. There is a law in America called the Ghostbusters Ruling. This is a real thing.
Okay.
There's a law in America called
I've got another trash news afterwards. Remind me. Continue.
There's a law in America called the Ghostbusters Ruling, right?
Okay.
Where you are not allowed to sell someone a house that's haunted without telling them that it's haunted.
I feel like I've heard of this, but continue.
So there was a case a few years ago where a woman lived in a house and she was certain that it was haunted.
Okay.
Then she reported to the newspapers, everything is haunted, it's haunted, it's haunted. So she sold it. Mm-hmm. Donnie, who buys it, moves in, bless everything, she's gone. Next door neighbor, obviously just cutting hedges or whatever, pulls up like, oh, swear you bought the haunted thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, haunted thing?
Okay.
And then the neighbor's like, yeah. Like, my God, I lived there, said that it was haunted. And he's like, nah. Obviously, he's superstitious. Nah, what?
Yeah.
He said, yeah, that thing's haunted. Obviously, hollered my girl, said, run me my pee back.
Yeah.
He didn't tell me this thing was haunted. She's like, shut up.
Shut up. You signed B?
Fam, my man took her to court. And the judge said, bruv, you can't be selling man haunted house.
Yeah.
And usually you would assume that like that's shut up, like what, it's not haunted kind of thing.
Yeah.
But that's what she tried to say. She was like, obviously it's not haunted, like this is a joke. And she's like, well, the judge was like, big man, well, you thought it was haunted, and you told the papers that you think it's haunted, and you told your neighbors that you think it's haunted. So the fact that you think it was haunted is enough that you should be disclosing that information to someone else
someone that you're gonna sell
before
it
they're
to.
going to buy the house.
Yeah.
And then fam, she had to give them the money back.
Fuck.
That's the most outrageous law I've ever heard of in my life.
Fuck.
That's the most outrageous law I've ever heard of in my life. But I'm thinking now, if I bought the house, I was thinking if I bought the house, if I bought the house and my neighbor was like, yo, that house is haunted, I don't know at what point would I be like, I don't want to live here anymore. Do you know what I mean? Or if I'd ever get to that point.
Yeah.
I don't know what point I'm going to be like, nah, run me my pee
Do you
back.
ever watch American Horror Story?
No, that looks too scary.
See,
I I've seen a couple trailers here and there. It looks too scary.
It's actually very scary. I think it's season 1 or season 2 because it's similar cast each season, but each season is a completely different story topic kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think it's season 1 or season 2 where they live in. I think it's season 1 where they live in a haunted yard. Maybe it's season 2. I think it's season 2. They live in a haunted yard. So as you were saying it was just reminding me of that,
bro.
It's crazy. Do you want to know another fucking crazy law in America?
Yes.
I can't remember what the law is called. I think it's in somewhere like Mississippi. Something to do with schools. There's a law where you're allowed to take horses to school. Like you're allowed to arrive to school on a horse. Yeah, and it's stipulated in the principles. What's the word I'm looking for? In the principles, like the stuff you have to do. What's the word I'm looking for? Roles, like the roles and the roles you have to do.
Responsibilities.
Responsibilities is the fucking word I'm looking for. Yeah, couldn't think of the word responsibility. It's part of the principal's responsibilities that if someone rocks up in a horse or on a horse, they have to feed it, clean it, and look after it. The principal has to do it. But obviously that role isn't broadcasted. It's not advertised. But a couple of students found out, and on the last day, 5 of them rolled up on horses and you had to look after them.
That's wild.
And it's an actual. I can't remember which. It's in America, but I can't remember which state.
That is.
It's an actual
wild.
law. Yeah.
Nah, cuz.
Yeah.
That's the thing with law is like when it's such a stupid law.
Yeah.
Like at what point are you ever just allowed to refuse the law? Do you know that? If I'm a principal and these dickheads are rocking up on horses to try and tell me to feed it and look after it all day because it's the law. Obviously, I'm never going to do it.
I'm never going to do it.
You can't send me to pen for this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't care if it's the law. I'm not going pen for this.
Yeah.
You can't make me.
What you in for? I didn't clean a couple horses.
Because I didn't feed some dirty horses, bro. I'm not doing it. I'm never going to do it.
Yeah, I'm never doing it.
Like, I can't imagine a situation where he's like, oh, fuck's sake, it is the law. So he actually does it. That's wild.
It's a real thing.
Fucking
It's
hell,
a real thing.
bruv.
Yeah, man.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. It's weird.
That is nuts.
I've got a couple fan stuff. A lot of people have followed me recently to.
You told me you banged through all of them, right?
Yeah.
You had like a big backlog. Mm-hmm. So you're good at that. That's like, we have different strengths. Like, so I'm good at. I try to be good at like replying on the time.
Yeah.
They send it and I reply to them.
Yeah.
But if it gets more than like 5 and they're stacked up and I haven't replied, no one's getting a reply. No one's getting a reply. I can't take 20, 30 minutes out of my day. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
It's a lot. And
that's
guys, I'm not shitting on you guys. I love the messages that we get and stuff like that, but just understand it's a lot sometimes.
Yeah, same. For the guys that message us separately, I'm assuming you know that there are times where me especially, I don't reply straight away because I'm so busy. So I reply probably like a week later for some people. But yeah, still send them.
Oh, that's another thing as well.
Send
them, but just send them to the SNG page.
Yeah.
Don't send them one thing. Did you see? I don't know if you saw one thing yesterday or the day before. Send it to mine. Send it to the SNG page. I'm assuming send it to yours.
And send it to Twitter.
And
I think I've seen it.
I was like, come on, cuz. That's too much.
Like we'll see it. We're gonna see him. Like
we'll see it,
guys. We're gonna see him.
Yeah,
so
don't
just
worry.
Send it to one of them.
We will see it.
Send them to one of them.
So yeah, send it to the SNG page because I don't always know. So if someone sends it to me directly, there's been times where they've sent it to me directly. I've replied. I've then later on or the next day checked the SNG page
and it's there.
It's in there, and sometimes you've replied on there.
I know.
Now I'm vexed. Now I'm vexed.
I know what you mean.
My time is precious, cuz. You got your reply. My time is precious. I got time for people to be getting bare replies. Just send it to the SNG page, please. But still, at the same time, much appreciated.
Yeah, like we said earlier, just still keep sending them. But ideally, please just send it to the SNG because we will reply more time quicker on there than our personals. Cool. But anyway, I think he sent this to you as well. I'm obviously not going to say his name, but I'd like to know what you said. So yeah, bro, I've been a big follower of you. I've been a big follower of the podcast, and I've seen you give people advice, and I need some. I've been with my girl for 4 years. Last year we broke up and we both obviously spoke to other people. We have been back together nearly a year, and for some reason I had the opportunity to look at her snap as she left her phone open next to me. I was gonna take a stupid pic or something, but I saw that in July she had a chat open with a guy she spoke to last year when we were broke up. She cleared the convo, but the chat was still there from the 12th of July. That night I was out with my boys, but there is no other evidence but that. And they had a conversation on that day, and she admits they did, and that's it. And he said, I sent it to James because I wanted 2 different opinions to see what you have. So he's basically asking, he opened the chat, saw that he's texting a thing.
He's
texting a thing that she was apparently talking to when they're on the break, etc. What should he do? Like, obviously she's admitted it.
Yeah.
But what?
He
said he sent it to James. Do you remember?
I remember it.
Yeah.
Cannot remember what I said, but I haven't changed as a person, so I'm assuming this is what I said. Because I know how I feel about it. I basically told him to stop being a beta.
Yeah.
I think. In nice words. I'm pretty sure I was nice about it, but I'm pretty sure I told my man to just stop being a bitch. Like, things like that, especially if she's like, yeah, we had a chat. Like, okay, cool. So your girl was talking to a guy when you guys were broken up, and either he messaged your girl or whatever, or maybe your girl replied to one of his snaps or something like that. Doesn't mean that she's out sucking him off every Wednesday. Do you know what I mean? It just means that he popped up and maybe was like, hey, or looking good or something. And she might have been like, thanks. Like, it could have been such an innocent thing. Like, and I said, I remember what I said.
Yeah.
I said, at the end of the day, you're never going to know the truth.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, she said to you, oh, we had a chat. It was innocent. The fact that you're messaging me, asking me what you should do, what do you mean what you should do? What is there to do? The chat's deleted.
Yeah,
there's nothing you can do. It's done.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing you can do is choose to believe her or not believe her.
Yeah.
And if you want to be with her, I suggest you choose to believe her, cuz, because otherwise this thing's going to eat you.
Yeah.
It's going to swallow you. It's going to swallow you whole, fam. So I suggest you just bite the bullet and move on.
Calm.
Because there's fuck all you can do about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, what did you say?
Well, this is one of the ones where he sent it to me, obviously sent it to you and probably sent it to the pod.
Yeah.
And I didn't reply for a while. So I messaged him saying, oh, can I reply on the pod if that's cool, etc. And he messaged me. This was over a week later.
Yeah. I know it was, fam. Because I remember, this was because obviously I know when you told me that you'd gone through them.
Okay.
And I know that to me sounds like ages ago.
Yeah. So he sent this in September. I replied in October. That's how long it was.
The audacity.
He was like, bro, the circumstances have changed. Yeah.
Oh, we got a re-up. We got an update.
Yeah.
Oh, juicy. My mouth actually got watered. I had to.
When I read what I'm about to read, bellowed, fam. I laughed.
My mouth is salivating.
So,
tell me the juice.
He said,
I said, bro, the circumstances have changed.
Hold on. He said, I found out she was Googling some shit like, why do I fantasize about older men? And does my boss like me more than a friend? She then admitted she had a thing for her boss and she's a secretary. She was searching boss and secretary porn. Ha ha ha. So yeah, we're taking a break.
Ooh. She's a naughty.
My response was lol in capital letters. Sorry to laugh, but you kind of have to laugh now. I was like, that's wild. And then I said, oh, did James reply? He said, bro, I've been crying. I've been crying. How to read an older married man's signals. This girl was having a whole affair on Google searches. And he said that you responded super methodical like you do on the podcast. I was like, I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna talk about it on the pod. And he said, feel free to discuss. I'm so intrigued because I don't know what to do. My African ass mum has cursed her.
He told his mum. Don't tell him. Fam, I've got a thing. I don't know what it is. There's certain things that have happened like throughout my life where people have told me that they've told their mum certain things. And I'm like, why in God's name would you tell your mum? Why in God's name? First of all,
I don't tell my mum hardly anything.
I don't tell my mum nothing.
I just get on with my day.
Nothing. My mum doesn't need that level of stress. And then what's my mum supposed to do when I bring the yacht back in the yard? When I don't know my sense and I bring her back in the yard, what am I expecting my mum to do?
Oh my days.
She's gonna back her up.
My mum doesn't need that.
She doesn't need that. She doesn't need that. But first of all, right, cool. That's fucking hilarious.
It is the most funny thing I've ever
Secondly, how did he clock what she was searching? That's what
I don't know.
That's what I'm not happy about.
I don't know. He's probably...
It sounds a little bit too convenient that in the space of, obviously in the space of 2 weeks, he's coincidentally seen her snap conversations because he was going to innocently
take a picture.
First of all, I know that convos and pictures are two separate pages and they take a distinct left or right swipe. So there's no way you open Snap and Snap doesn't, once you open Snap, it doesn't go to conversations. It goes straight to the picture. So we see you, cuz don't worry. We're here for you.
You're here for you, but you just tell the truth.
Yeah.
Basically.
Be upfront with us.
Yeah, tell us what you really want to do.
We know how these things roll. You can't lie to us. You can't lie to us, cuz. We know. So yeah, I know for a fact now that you invaded your girl's DMs.
You were snooping.
I know for a fact that you were snooping in your girl's phone. So that much is clear. That much is fucking clear. Anyway, so you're a little Snoopy Snoop. Cool, man. We've all been there.
We have been there.
We've all been there, yeah. So you snooped. You didn't like what you saw. Again, like I gave you the methodical answer. There's nothing you can do about it, really. Yeah. So just hope to believe your girl, right? So, but in the same space of the 2 weeks, you've clocked what she was Googling. Now, the fact that there's one, like obviously, I don't know if you were Googling on your girl's thing and maybe you typed how and that recent search popped up, but maybe not. I don't know.
I find that hard. I feel like
Google doesn't also necessarily work like that.
Yeah.
It does pop up with what you searched before, but not from like the first word.
I'm very intrigued to know whether he, let's say for example, they share a computer or share a PC, and that's probably how he probably checked the history. Because if he's found that on her phone again, that's a completely different story. Do you know what I mean?
That's a completely different story.
That's a completely different story.
That is a completely different story.
So if he's found those just for context, guys, if he's found those searches on his girl's phone, then he's obviously gone into his girl's phone again.
He's gone into the phone again. Gone on the browser, gone on the search history.
And that's invasive. Yes, he's found stuff.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for stuff, you're always going to find stuff.
If you're digging for trouble, you're going to find trouble.
So...
Yeah, I like, sorry to interrupt. I will never, ever give people the get out of jail free card when they find shit.
Yeah.
If I find out that someone's like invaded another person's privacy, I don't care what they found.
Yeah.
Like your actions are still not justified.
You deserve it.
You like, yeah. I hate when people are like, yeah, but like when people have told like me or us, like our friends in the past where it's been like, oh, like obviously my girl went through my phone and she clocked this and that. Yeah. And I'm like, what's she doing going through your phone, bruv? And he's like, obviously I know, like I've told her before, but at the end of the day, she's got a point because she's found something.
Nope.
No, she hasn't got a point.
She hasn't got a point.
She hasn't got a point. Because like that also leads to believe that like those times that she's found stuff are the only time she's ever gone through your phone. And I refuse to believe that as well. So yeah, because you shouldn't have been going through her shit for starters. To be fair, you got yourself into this trouble now.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't go through none of her shit ever, and if you just took your goofy pick and moved on,
we wouldn't be in this mess.
We wouldn't be in this situation. You'll still be in a happy relationship, my boy.
You're in a break now. You're probably broken up now. You know what I mean? You're probably single.
This is the thing. Like, this is the thing that we spoke about before. Like, ignorance is bliss.
It's very
People don't give ignorance its due.
I know.
Because ignorance is bliss. Like I said, like you've now gone and invaded her privacy and found out that she's got a thing for her boss. She wants to get fucked by her boss. Granted, she probably hasn't done anything.
She probably hasn't. Like a lot of people just search shit. Like a lot of people fantasize. A lot of people make up things in their head as well. Like she doesn't know whether her boss likes her. She's fantasizing about her boss liking her because she thinks her boss likes her more than a friend. Hence her Googling boss secretary.
Oh, she's hoping anyway. But
yeah, she's hoping. So that's why she's trying to live out that fantasy. That's sexy, by the way.
Sexy.
So first of all, but that it's mad because it's just crazy to. It boils back to when I spoke about one of my friends' friends not wanting to give head anymore, but it always depends on the guy. So it's clear that she's into some shit, and the boyfriend has no idea what she's into. She likes this work-based hierarchy thing.
She does. She likes this power structure.
She likes the power structure. She likes the autonomy of a man.
Yeah. To be fair,
What?
he could have done something with this. So he could have gone on if he was feeling
Frisky.
Good word. If he was feeling frisky, my man could have done his little snoopy snoop.
Yeah.
Clocked that she was fantasizing about a boss and thing, like older men. And then he could have sat down, got his emotions out, and just thought, all right, she's into that freaky nasty. Yeah, all right, cool. She likes that power structure. I would have turned up that night in a suit, tux, everything. I was told to sit down, fam. Tie her hair up, chopstick thing. You want that secretary? Get your glasses on, chopstick thing. Short skirt. Ooh. Fam, I would have played out that entire fantasy for her. Entire fantasy. If that's what she's into, I would have played out that entire thing.
But that
I would have dumped her afterwards, but
yeah, that sounds good, but there's no way in hell she won't know that
he's gone through the shit.
He's gone through the phone.
Good shout.
Do you know what I mean?
Good shout.
Because you can't just sporadically be. He's clearly not a role play kind of guy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not. He's not. And she knows he's not.
Yeah.
That's why she's Googling shit.
Ooh. I didn't listen, because I've watched my fair share of boss secretary porn, and I'm no one's boss, so no one's got anything to worry about.
Yeah,
but I've watched my fair share, and it's buff. I did not know that yats were out here searching for that.
I've never thought that was something anyone would search.
Can you imagine the boner her boss would have got if he found out that she was searching for that?
Rock. Diamond cutter dick.
Diamond cutter. If I'm someone's boss and I'm just living my life,
a little
young secretary's out here Googling, finding out ways of how she can pattern my tool. And she's watching role play porn based on this thing that we've got. And
I didn't even know we've got this.
None the wiser.
I'm oblivious to this.
Oh, and then she comes in next day, button, blouse undone, just cleavage
perked.
out, skirt here, tights, heels.
I'm sending HR on holiday because I'm banging you. I'm sending the whole HR department on hollybobs because we're fucking.
That's sexy.
That is sexy.
That's sexy.
That's too sexy. It's a shame though, because you snooped for a phone and now you're single.
Snoop for a phone. Then again, it's not too late. You said you're taking a break kind of thing. Maybe he can get back in contact because now she knows that he snooped.
Yeah.
So maybe if he's feeling frisky, he can holler her back and be like, listen, clearly you're into a certain type of sex that you weren't getting from me. What did we say? Did we give this thing a try?
Ooh.
I got my belt. I got some handcuffs. Listen, what do you want? I got a desk. I got a desk. We could do what it is. So what do you want to do? What are you saying? You never know. She could be like, yuck, go away. Or she could be like, come fuck me now. And
it's a risk you got to take, mum.
It is a risk.
The same risk you took when
you got nothing to lose. It's not even a risk anymore.
Literally got nothing to lose.
Because you guys aren't even together anymore. But that's sexy. Granted, I wouldn't want to know that my girl was doing that. Fantasizing. No one wants to hear that their girl's fantasizing about next man.
Nope.
That's tough.
That's very tough.
Also, what answer did she want from Google? Anyway.
True, but you never know. There's everything's on Google. You never know. Like the thing at the end of the day, you never know what someone else has searched or what someone else has put on the internet unless you search for it.
Yeah, but like,
I mean?
I'm saying like, if she typed in like, how do I know if my boss does my boss like me more than a friend or whatever? What she wanted to pop up and say,
I don't know.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know. Maybe it would have popped up with like key facts to know that your boss likes
key
you.
signs or like eye contact.
I mean?
And that's
I don't know.
That's long.
I don't know. If he touches you twice in the space of 2 hours, he's clearly wants more. I don't know, man. It's criminal all over again. That episode.
That is criminal all over again.
It's criminal all over.
That's a risky thing as well.
It is a very risky
she can't
thing.
stick it on him because he could sack her on the spot.
And if he's definitely not sticking it on her because he has no idea if she's doing it or not.
Bruh.
That's
tension.
I love sexual. You see the way I lick my lips? I love sexual tension.
That's
workplace sexual tension.
Tension. That's tension. That's too much. That's too much. Nah,
I feel like everyone's had a bit of their a fair share of workplace sexual tension. Obviously, depending on where you work.
Probably.
Almost everyone anyway.
I don't know if we spoke about this before, but it's like one of the things is like you spend most of your time at work.
At work, of course.
So and the people you're around at work, like it's common knowledge. There's always people beating at work.
Always.
Yeah,
without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, it's mad.
It is mad.
It's mad.
So,
what?
I've got the go ahead.
You got whilst we're having all this.
Yeah, I got the go ahead.
Go. This is a juicy app.
So, as I said to you earlier, I've got a story. It's not concerning me. Well, it is concerning me, but I'm not the main party. But I had to get permission first. So, I was chilling at home. This is obviously Bella. So.
Okay, cool. I knew it was Bella.
Yeah,
anyway,
but I wanted to find out whether I could
cool.
say it first or not because it.
I'm all ears.
Peak. Okay, so chilling at home. It was the day you called me where I was having a roast. It was a Monday because I had a roast on a Monday for some reason because I live my own life and I make my own rules. I don't have to have it on a Sunday. I had it on a Monday and you had called me and I think I was just about to come off the phone and Bella was eating as well. And I was
is this where I was hearing bear? It was last week Monday. It's not the Monday gone. Just
Monday
the one before that. I remember because I was driving. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so it was that Monday. We were talking. Wait, I can't remember what we were talking about, but yeah, I came off the phone and this. I think she had just come back from holiday or something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
So we were chilling, eating, and prior to her going on holiday, she said she had like a kind of a pain in her stomach. Just about here. I was like, okay, you should just probably go get it checked, etc, whatever.
Yeah.
And then when I had completely forgotten about that pain thing, and then after, when she came back from holiday, we were chilling, eating the roast, and then she randomly, I saw her look down at the stomach thing again. I was like, I didn't say anything. I was just like, okay, something I just noticed. So I just assumed, obviously, it's hurting her again.
Yeah.
And then she was like, G, I feel my blood pressure dropping.
What does that mean?
That's because no one's ever said that to me before.
Yeah,
so I was like, I don't really know what
does that even feel like,
fam? I don't know. So obviously, you know what my yard looks like. So
Yes.
I'm sitting opposite her on the dining table.
Yeah.
She was like, G, I think my blood pressure's dropping. She's in a chair, and then she closes her eyes, and then her head rocks back. And I'm like, G. Nah. G, mothers. G.
My
G.
heart.
James. G. I was screaming. Mothers. I don't think you get it. I was like, G. And she was non-responsive. I was like, Bella. And I got up and I was shaking her chest. She, like, you know when someone's life and you shake it and they're just like moving as well. So I was pressing her chest. I was like, Bella. Like, there was a point where I thought she was coming through because her eyes were closed, but her eyes were rolling. So she could hear me, but I don't think she could feel me.
Oh my God.
And she was lifeless in the chair.
Oh my
James,
God.
she was lifeless in the chair for about a minute. And obviously a minute sounds so short.
Oh no, I can imagine it was like 10 hours.
James?
That's terrifying.
And as soon as like, I genuinely thought she was dead. Like, I thought like, I have to call an ambulance now.
Yeah.
Because I thought she was gone.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I genuinely don't know what to do because I felt like they would think I had done something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it just felt so weird.
Yeah.
It's such a weird scenario to be in because there was no explanation.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There was no explanation. And then I kept screaming, Bella. I was pressing her chest. I was like, fuck. And I screamed again, Bella. And then she came through. And I was like, as soon as she came through, I fell on the floor.
I bet you fucking did, bro.
I fell on the floor. I went on my hands and knees and I couldn't breathe, bro. I was gasping for air. Shaking.
Jesus Christ.
I've never felt such fear, such anxiety, such like I couldn't express the feeling because I've never felt it before.
Yeah.
She got up, went to the sofa and just said, I'm so sorry, G. I'm so sorry. And I was like, has this happened before? She was like, this has never happened to me in my entire life. But the way she went about that transaction as if it's happened before. So it's like, I'm sorry you had to see this.
Jesus
but she said it's
Christ.
never happened before.
Jesus Christ.
James, I was on the floor.
I bet you
I was on the floor, my hands
I'd
and knees.
collapse. My blood would feel cold.
I couldn't breathe.
Oh my God. Has she gone to the doctor?
No.
Are you winding me up?
No, I'm not winding you up. I asked her throughout that night. So the story's not finished.
Okay, cool.
Story's not finished.
Go on.
So as soon as I was still on my hands and knees or whatever, and then when I finally got through, I got up and was like, "Oh, do you want some water? Do you need some sugar? etc." So I got some. I think I got some chocolate. We didn't have any sweets in the yard. We had chocolates and Lucozade Sport. So I gave her that.
Electrolytes. Get those
electrolytes in. I gave her that, and I gave her some chocolate. And then I finished my food. She couldn't finish hers, so we were sat opposite each other on the sofas now. And this happened at 7:45 p.m. And by 8:25 p.m. she was like, "Gee, I'm so tired." And I was like, "Bella,
don't go sleep.
It's 8:20. Whatever you do, please don't go to sleep." Because I don't know if I can handle this again.
Yeah.
So, but obviously she was trying to fight it. She was lying down and I'm sitting on the other sofa. She's trying to she's rocking, but I can see her legs shaking because she's trying to fight herself to stop sleeping.
Oh, okay.
But that's how tired she is. That's how tired she. And she was like, "Gee, please, can I just nap for 10 minutes and you wake me up?" I was like, "If you're sure, okay," because I'm going to stay here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm going to stay. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Because I'm fucking petrified. So she's still trying to fight herself to fall asleep. So she's about to go and then she shakes and wakes up again. So this happens like 3-4 times in the space of half an hour.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. So I bought more sweets. I was like, okay, I'm going to get them from downstairs because I ordered them to come to the yard. So I got there. I was like, "Gee," I woke her up. I was like, "I'm just going to get these sweets from downstairs." And she's like, "Cool, I'm still going to be here. Cool, whatever." Got the sweets, gave her some. And as soon as she started eating that, she started to feel a bit better. And then she drew for another round of sweets, but she sat up this time. And she's like, "Okay." I was like, "Okay, I feel like you're slowly getting back to yourself now." And then she said to me, "Gee, there was a point where I thought I wasn't going to make it." This was after the waking up. This is while she was on the sofa. She said to me afterwards, like, "Gee, there was a point I thought I wasn't going to make it. But I was too scared to tell you." James, if you thought your eye ting was bad, I have never felt such fear in my life. In my entire life.
Why has she not been to the hospital? I don't understand. I'm confused. This needs to be addressed immediately.
I don't know. I've told her, but I don't know.
You don't just pass out and then feel extraordinarily tired and need a serious influx of sugar from some weird pain in your stomach and then just move on with your day.
I don't know if the two coincided, but I'm assuming that because she felt the pain, looked at it, and she's like, "Gee, my blood pressure's
dropping. And then I passed out.
She just...
For over a minute?
For a minute. She just went.
That's a long fucking time.
Bro, I close my eyes now and think about it. Because I'm talking about it now, I can see it happening again. It was the scariest thing that's ever happened to me.
She needs to go to the hospital, fam.
Scariest thing that's ever happened to me.
You know why she needs to go to hospital?
Why?
You know why this is about to get much more stressful? Because when this episode comes out, there's going to be about 90 comments like from bare doctors and nurses like, "She's got this, cuz." She's got 7 hours left.
Don't say that.
Nah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
From both sides. From both. Fam, she said to me, "Gee, there was a point where I thought I wasn't going to make it." She said to me, I thought this was it. But she was too scared. She was too scared to tell me.
I'm glad she was too scared to tell you. Because
if she had told me that, because there was during that period we were on the sofa, I was like, "Gee, do you need me to call an ambulance? Just let me know so I can just do it."
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Because I didn't want to preempt and just call it and be like, no, don't call it. So you can't fucking cancel an ambulance. You know what I mean? It's not an Uber.
No, they're coming, fam.
They're coming.
You can't say nah. They're coming.
Imagine I try to call the police, call 999 back and be like, "Nah, cancel it."
She said she's all right, cancel it.
They're going to rock up with police.
Fam.
Because they're going to suspect something.
They're going to suspect foul play.
I was screaming. I was screaming her name. Like, I can only imagine people that heard me scream her name couldn't imagine or can think what's going on in this yard. I was screaming her name.
I would have smacked her face. I said, "Wake the fuck up."
And whilst I was pressing, when she woke up and after I finished pressing on the chest, she was like, she could hear me, but she couldn't feel me. She couldn't feel a thing.
That's not normal, fam. That's not normal. Like, bearing in mind... Oh, okay, Jay's here. Bearing in mind, I've never experienced that in my life. Like, that's quite terrifying.
It's one of the worst things that ever happened to me.
Let me go get Jay, and then we'll do Am I the Arsehole?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm out of breath, boy. Cool.
So yeah,
Am I the Arsehole?
am I the arsehole?
Gang. All right. Donnie sent me one today, actually, so we can use that. I'm just lucky. Cool, man. Right. So. Oh, wait, that's not it. Hang on. Where's the fucking one? Did it come through on... I think it might come through on the...
On the personal?
No, I was just looking my personal. For some reason, I thought it was for me. There it is. Oh, it's long. Oh, it's long.
Is it on our one?
No, it's on our one. All right, cool. Right. Bet. Listen up, team. So, hey, guys, love the podcast, etc., etc. Thank you. I feel sometimes I struggle with the...
I know what you
call
mean.
it.
I know what you mean. Like them giving us the affirmation kind of thing.
The niceness.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it kiss arseness because that's horrible, but
I know what
it's
you
like, yeah, I'm just not good at compliments. That's what I'm saying. I'm not good at stuff like that, but thank you. So I'm in a bit of a situation right now, and I'm hoping you guys have some advice. So I'm 16 and I live in Toronto, gang. I've been talking to a girl on and off for a few years. I got to know her really well and started liking her, gang. We got to the point where, spell it wrong, but where we were on a few dates. Admitted that we liked each other. It was all going well until one day she wasn't in the mood for my jokes and went off, bringing up a conversation I had with one of our mutual friends in which me and the mutual friend joked about my relationship with her being sexual, when obviously it wasn't. She said the conversation made her feel uncomfortable and like I was just going to use her like a fuckboy. And at this point, we'd never talked about sex and we hadn't had no intention of bringing it up. So I, of course, apologized, but she wasn't having it, and we haven't spoken since. I reached out to her a few days after, and she ghosted me, so I knew she was mad. I wrote her a letter. Jesus, bro. I rate the tenacity. Jesus.
Stop. We'll come back to that.
No, we'll come back. We'll come back. You're riding. It's calm, man. I wrote her a letter in the card apologizing to her, which was funny, and I left it on the doorknob in case she didn't want to see me. She didn't hit me back up, but I learned from the same mutual friend that she read the letter, found it funny. Good. So I'm still wondering if we're done or not. So it's 3 weeks later after I gave the letter. My boys have told me that another girl who's shooting her shot at me. I think she's really attractive, but as you can tell, I'm still hung up about the girl I was seeing, as we haven't talked since then. My question is, would I be the arsehole if I stopped trying to make it out with her and started dating the other girl who shot her shot? And if so, how should I try to talk to the girl I dated to see if we still have something, or if I'm clear to start something with the new girl? Thanks again. Jesus, bro. That was long-winded. So summary, right?
I'm reading. I've got it open as well.
Cool. So the basic summary is, for anyone who got lost along the way, my guy was dating a girl. Nothing sexual had happened. They haven't even talked about anything sexual. They have a mutual friend, and whilst he was chatting to that mutual friend, he just said they were just fucking non-stop. Obviously, that isn't true, and obviously it was a joke. My girl didn't think it was a joke and thought that he was just coming like a fuckboy.
Yeah.
And just wanted to just pepper the naan, innit?
Playboy Clarty.
So she's vexed. And she's locked him off. He's apologized. Man sending notes, carrier pigeons, writing sonnets.
Man's going on funkypigeon.com.
He's about it. But she's still not having it. She read the letter to giggle, but didn't let him know that she'd read it. And now his boys said, yo, this is next thing, she's down, you know? And my man's still like, I don't know what's going on with number one. So I'll say my thing, you say your thing.
Yeah, mine. Go for it.
And is it the arsehole for wanting to do a thing? That's what you're asking. Am I the arsehole for wanting to do a thing? Yeah. All right, calm. So that's it's a bit of a maze.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sticky.
So for one, this is the thing with me is I struggle sometimes with girls' defense. Like, a lot of women have a big defense mechanism with thinking that potentially they could be seen as just meat to man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I said, like obviously the reality of the situation is that he's never fucked her. He's never tried to fuck her. They've never even spoke about fucking.
Yeah.
But he made a joke about fucking her.
Yeah.
And that was enough for her to be like, I'm not about this. I'm not about to be used as your little plaything, cuz. Something tells me there might be more to the story because it seems a bit much to just lock someone off entirely. But then again, he said he's only 16 anyway, so you never know what's going on in the teenage mind. You never know. They probably haven't really got into that sexual lark just yet. So
she's probably still a virgin. I'm assuming.
Yeah, maybe, and she doesn't want to.
Yeah, I'll let you finish anyway.
Yeah, she don't want to leap to that.
Yeah.
So cool. Maybe she just saw them as like a bit deeper than that.
Yeah.
And thought that my man's just biding his time so he can bust nuts. Maybe she thought this is fake talk clearly because you're just out here trying to fuck.
Yeah.
This friendship thing ain't the one. But anyway, so past that, there's another thing that's down. So she's airing him. There's another thing that's down, and he wants to know if he should have a clear conscience moving on to the next thing. I would say it's tough. I would say get your closure, but she's airing you. She aired you from multiple mediums.
Yeah.
And you only know that she read the letter because your homegirl told you she read the letter. So she hasn't even given you the... I don't know. I'll probably reach out one last time and say, big man, this is the thing. I care about you, cuz. This whole fucking thing is a joke. If you can't take it as a joke, then you clearly don't get my personality. And maybe it won't work anyway. If you can see how it's a joke and maybe we can move past it, that's gang, if you're still interested. But if not, let me know now.
Okay.
And then your conscience is clear. We're moving to the thing. But I would also say there's no shortage of pussy in the world, cuz. So just because your boys said, oh, this thing's down, it doesn't mean you have to leapfrog to the next thing immediately. For every Tom, Dick, and Harry that's willing to free it up.
Yeah. That's also a good point.
Yeah, man. If this thing wasn't on the table initially, just because she's buff and the man them said that she's about it, doesn't mean that you have to drop everything and scurry over there when you're out here leaving love notes to Gally. There's clearly something there. But anyway, say your piece, man.
So the first thing I thought about when he said to his boy, oh, we've just been smashing non-stop kind of thing. I feel like, I don't know if it's a certain age of guys or guys in general or some guys in general. I feel like sometimes guys date girls just to impress guys.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
Do you know what I mean?
1,000,000%.
So the fact that he felt it was comfortable to say to his boy, I'm with this guy and yes, we've just been fucking. When even though he knows it's not true, but he just did it for an ego complex. Do you know what I mean?
So do you think he was potentially being serious to his brethren about it, but told homegirl that he was joking?
No, I think obviously him and his girl at the time were. I'm going to assume they're virgins. I'm just going to assume off the bat they're virgins because at 16 years old, I'm just going to assume they're virgins. So they've not fucked, or even if they have fucked, it's just between them. They've not wanted to make that.
Well, he said that they haven't fucked.
Okay, so perfect. They've not fucked. So the fact that he's told his boy that they're just outright fucking, or he's just there for the puss, it's obviously a part on her because. And how did she find out first and foremost?
Because it's the mutual. So his brethren that he said it to, is her friend as well.
So he's an idiot. First of all, he's an idiot.
But that's what I'm trying to say is he knew that they were brethren. So maybe it was a joke. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe he's right. Maybe it was a joke. Maybe he's telling the truth. Maybe it was a joke. Or maybe he thought that he was closer with the mutual then, and they didn't think of throw him under the bus. I don't know.
I feel like there's too many tangents in it, and I feel like at that, not necessarily at that age, but I don't know. I just feel like that was not the right move, especially because it's a mutual. It's not like the person he told was far removed from his girl, so it would never go back to his girl. So even if it was a joke, it would have stayed between him and his boy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that's sticky.
What do you think about the arsehole thing about him moving on to next thing?
I don't think he's an arsehole for that. I feel like you said as well, if you're already getting aired. So if you give it one last hurrah and be like, listen, it was a joke, etc. Can we move past this? If not, I thought you sneezed, cuz. If not, let's move on to the next thing. But within the same breath, like you said as well, don't always just, because he's 16, I feel like he's just trying to get.
When I was 16, fam, I would have taken anyone that would have me. Anyone that would have me, fam, I would have been down. But yeah, you need to learn.
Play the batty. Play the batty all over.
I would have taken anyone that was about it.
But yeah, man.
So I can understand the the sentiment, like it's tough out here.
It is tough, but you got to learn.
There's pussy, man.
There is enough pussy as well. Maybe not now for your age right now, obviously, but it will come.
You said you want to bring up the letter thing again.
Yeah, man. But as soon as he said, I wrote her a letter, I was thinking, that's a different thing. But obviously, you didn't finish it because you said letter in a card.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, that makes a bit more sense.
The letter thing, I remember. Yeah, this is funny. When I was 16, this actually happened to me when I was 16. Man, at 16, I have feelings, you know.
Yes.
When I was 16, there's a girl I was dating, and I found out in front of my boys. So basically, she used to date a guy that lived about 2 or 3 streets away from me.
Okay.
So she just started driving. So I think she just turned 17. She got her car. I think she did a crash course thing. So literally like 3 days after her birthday, 17th birthday, she was whipping.
Yeah.
So I remember on the day, she whipped me up. We went on a little drive. I was just feeling wonderful.
Hair in the air.
Windows blowing.
You're like a dog outside a window.
So dropped me back at my mum's yard. I was gassed. I skipped back in the yard. So I'm thinking, me and this girl are in love.
Yeah.
We hadn't smashed nothing. I think I gave her a little stinky, and that's it.
But she had a man across the way.
But her ex-man lived across the way.
Okay.
And he was older. He was like 21 at the time.
Okay.
Fam. So me and my boys are walking to Sainsbury's. So they pick me up. They knock for me. Walking. And coincidentally, on the way to Sainsbury's is my man's yard. So we're walking.
Okay.
My boy taps me on the shoulder. Is like, swear that's my girl's car. And I was like, I tried to deny it, innit? And I was like, nah, it's not her car. He's a big man. That's her car. You can't lie. All my boys are there. And I'm like, oh, fuck. That's her car, cuz outside my man's yard. Not even outside his yard, in his drive.
Oh, yes. She's
she's in there getting bus open, fam.
getting penetrated.
And I was like, nah. So I remember, what was it? Like MySpace or something like that. I sent her the longest message, fam. And I was at my PC, fam. Just bare on there, like, yo, listen, I know what it is, and obviously you still love I was using love willy-nilly. You still love my man. It's calm.
Yeah.
Like, I see what it is. I think you should, like, I wish you just told me what it is. Like, obviously I just got embarrassed in front of the boys. Like, I know this is probably going to be harder for me than it is for you. Fam, I went deep. This is going to be harder for me than it is for you. And I know there's going to be tears involved, at least on my side, fam. These sides. He's playing, I'm out here playing Seal in the background, fam. And I'm just tearing my heart out because I was so upset. So as soon as my man...
from a rose thing.
From Bear kiss from a rose. Bro, so as soon as my man said he left the letter in the thing...
Resonated.
I know it hurt him when she said, I'm done with your jokes. When she said to him, I'm done with your fucking jokes. Don't chat to me. I know the sentiment, fam. I know what it's like. So my man, just keep your head up high. Do what you're doing, fam. Give it one last shot. And if she's not about it, she's not about it. Trust me. Give it 6 days and you won't give a fuck anymore. Literally, I slept on it. I didn't care. I wish I could remove the MySpace message. But yeah, it is what it is, man. But let's wrap it up, G.
Rappy.
Calm.
See you guys next week.